Let's go, IC people. I'm your host, Isaac Valadez, here with the guy you love, the guy you know, Mr. Michael. So, how you doing, Michael?
Hi, Isaac. Hi, everyone. Yeah, glad to be here.
Great to have you here. Great to have you here. I've been a fan of AstroX for quite a while now. Um,
Thank you.
I love the focus on UI that you've had from the beginning, and I gotta say, at the conference, I was blown away by what you had to talk about with canister wallets. So I'm just really excited to dive into this topic with you. And so we'll get to your recording in just a few minutes. But first, I just want to ask, how have things been since the conference? How have things been running with AstroX and the team?
Um, uh, it's pretty exciting when we going or when we went to America and joined a Miami conference. Yeah, the first time we, like the whole team going to US and talk about Asher's work. And the first time I get up on stage and showing people that what we're working on. After that, we kind of uh, go back to build because it's kind of a bear market,
Mm,
but the building have keep going, and there are things happening. After the meeting, we met a lot of people and talk about more about where should ICP go, and how the crypto community evolve, how ICP interact with Ethereum, how ICP interact with Bitcoin. So we get back and kind of build ourselves, build stuff. Like we're working on some Bitcoin Ordinal stuff and more like car-free projects, which is
hmm
welcomed by many people, and join other conference. We go to Canada, and we'll be going to Singapore as well in the next month. So there are couple many things happening to HOS, but we kind of keep building.
Yeah, and sounds like y'all are just world traveling. I think that's awesome. The focus you have on really getting out there, and I'm in particular like as the creator of Untitled, I'm particularly ex- uh, just happy and excited to see what you've been doing with Card 3. I think it's very needed. We talk about all these things with ICP and having its advantages. It's one thing to talk about. It's another thing to hand them a physical object that's like, here, see for yourself. This is proof of something that can't be done
Let
any
me
other
get a
way.
card. Let me
Yeah.
get a
Go ahead
card
and show us.
myself.
And one thing that those viewing might not know, they usually bring a card printer with them, and
Yeah.
they'll print out custom designs so you can have a card with. You know what? I might even have one somewhere.
Try to find the card. Many cards. Let me see.
And I'm curious, what's kind of your story with how you found the IC?
Well, about AstroX, how we found IC. So in like earlier before ICP,
Mhm.
we were kind of building stuff on Ethereum and other
Oh.
blockchain. Myself were building infrastructure and tools, SDKs, tools, whatever, for multiple blockchain like Harmony, like Silica, and Polkadot before ICP. So, but we kind of what we can do. We know something that the the community will be needed. So we kind of think of an idea that how we can build project ourselves, not just building tool for people. So kind of think a way that what kind of blockchain and what kind of things we can use and we can build. So when a friend talked about ICP, and he said, okay, in May of 2021, it will be launching the mainnet.
Mm-hmm.
So he urged me to look at the code and look at what we can build, and then sure, and then I go back and see what we can do. Initially, I think I thought ICP was a scam. Actually, I
Yeah.
thought ICP was a scam, but after the launch, I saw the demo, I saw the code, and actually I look at everything I can get. Um, so I think IC is real, and
Yeah.
it can be, building real cool stuff. But despite the price of it, that's something we know what ICP really is, and so what we can do on IC. So yeah, that's how we found what AstroX going into ICP ecosystem. But for wallets, it's not the first project or initial movement for wallets. We kind of built another thing, but we think for crypto community and of course some people from Ethereum and some people from Bitcoin would not be like they would be not familiar with ICP. They would just use their familiar wallet or the wallet paradigm on other blockchains. So there's kind of lack of wallets, usable wallets. And we know we are capable of doing, especially on mobile. Mi Wallet is like major involving using the mobile wallet for users. So we kind of know how mobile wallet can be made. So yeah, we can do our best to try to bring the best product for people, especially from the wallet, because we think wallet would be the base, really, really basic stuff for people, Web2 people and Web3 people getting know about ICP and getting know about crypto. So yeah, that's how we started.
Great. Yeah, I hadn't heard that story before, and it's crazy how it could just be something really small. A few words from a friend or something, it starts you down this path, and then you get ingrained in this really welcoming ecosystem, and the rest is history. And speaking of which, you had mentioned a little bit before we start the stream that your team had been doing some interesting multi-chain stuff since the conference and in the Bitcoin and Ethereum ecosystems. Those who might follow me on X noticed I've recently posted a thread about how my own thinking has kind of come to this paradigm shift of like ICP really doesn't lend itself to kind of like living within this silo, because it's by its very nature, it's something that breaks down barriers, breaks down silos, and more than just an L2 on other chains, is able to have these decentralized, autonomous, automated actors that take action. And realizing that really, when we celebrate ICP, it's okay to celebrate other chains too. It's inherently a multi-chain thing. So I posted about how we should really start thinking about every ICP dApp as a multi-chain dApp, and kind of shift our thinking from a maximalism paradigm. I feel like Ethereum and Bitcoin, these really early protocols, they were maximalist because there was so little out there. But now in this landscape of Web3, there's almost too much out there. And maybe maximalism and tribalism is the antithesis of what we all need. So it's cool. As a wallet, I'm sure it's inherently, multi-chain makes a lot of sense, but I'd love to get your thoughts on that, and like what are your multi-chain plans and how you think that can come back and benefit and grow the ecosystem.
Yeah, that's a good start. Kicking off the topic, because we were before ICP, we just work on other protocols.
Yeah.
We kind of ourselves a multi-chain team.
Yeah,
of course. So what I think why we build on ICP is not ICP is another Ethereum or another Bitcoin, because we think ICP is way ahead. The concept of ICP is way ahead. But in reality, the ICP is kind of like not very compatible with other blockchains, because for example, Mi Wallet, what we build Mi Wallet, I think is the hardest wallet for us to build, because it's so different from other chains. If you're familiar with the wallet, building flow, you just kind of set up the C phrase and kind of use other SDKs and separate the RPC from the signing security, and then you just configure every RPC settings, and then you just send the signature and send the payload to the blockchain. That's that's the wallet, right? It's not very hard, but for ICP, it's not. It's pretty hard. It's very hard.
It's
to
a
do
different
build
animal
a wallet.
entirely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
entirely different. So you have to think about everything. You have to consider everything, and before and because ICP is a very early stage,
Mm-hmm.
and not everyone understand it. Just like we just came into the ICP and we just don't understand everything. We just iterate ourselves and iterate our knowledge to try to to find ourselves the sweet spot on the ICP and build something fit in and something user can just use it instantly. So it's very hard, very hard. And I think there are some wallet projects before us, but what comes left, I think there are not many wallets because the thing is so different, so different.
Yeah. Yeah, and well, hey, I mean, that only means that you're ahead because you figured out how this new tech works. You've kind of led the forefront of that. And then we have these integrations coming through, where we're going to have these direct native integrations with Bitcoin and ETH, and really attaching that to the topic of your talk of these smart contract wallets, really taking all of that further and doing something that's never been done before. And I think it's going to be, you're going to get the rewards for all of that work, kind of defining the space of wallets on the IC. So kudos to you on that.
Well, the smart contract wallet is kind of different. Even for IC and Ethereum is so different. So what I was talking about, smart contract wallet on ICP in Miami, I talk about the 4337 standard of Ethereum and other blockchains kind of try to explain, try to do something about smart contract and use as wallet. And what we are doing on ICP now is that how we can leverage the threshold ECDSA to build a wallet and build a multi-chain smart contract wallet, which is not seen anywhere, throughout the blockchain ecosystem. So I think the ICP is kind of use advanced technology and use the threshold ECDSA and use the smart contract logic built on the canister and use the canister to call other blockchains, RPC or whatever, and send transaction to other blockchain. That will be like, okay, you don't have to deploy other smart contract on Ethereum, but you just deploy this canister on ICP and use that as the smart contract logic and sign and send a transaction to the Ethereum. That would be special way to build a multi-chain smart contract wallet, especially when we talk about because I think because the Bitcoin integration with is earlier than the Ethereum integration. So what we can do about this is use canister as the smart contract of Bitcoin. So that's what we're excited about. So
And
while we were putting
sorry. I was gonna say, I think that's your project hits on one of the key value propositions of ICP, which is a network that can sign with a secret key that no human ever gets access to. Like that's something that no other network has been able to accomplish, that like a purely network owned, non-human visible signature system. And you're leveraging it like I got chills when you said, like multi-chain smart contract wallet, because I just don't think it's possible with any other tech stack. And it grows the use case for IC and Web3, and that's great. What were you going to show with card 3? You found your card?
Yeah. So the card 3 is kind of good. I know Entago. So Entago is another card, but for ICP, so this card 3 is kind of used for Bitcoin multi-chain smart contract wallet itself. User can simply tap the card and open up a link without downloading anything. You just log in with your internet identity or email or Google account or anything account. So basically, it's account abstraction for user to log in without worrying the ciphertext anymore, and then use that as the multi-chain smart contract wallet yourself. and it is non-custodial, is running on ICP, and you just send the token instantly. So what the card can do is that you treat it like a wallet, or you can treat it like an NFT. You can treat it like a proof of physical ownership, or what we are doing in Hong Kong in April. We even built a ordinal card. So if you're familiar with Bitcoin ordinals, you'll be knowing that ordinals is like UTXO, transaction store and wallet. So you can use the card as the ordinal holder and prove that you are the ordinal holder, and use the card as your the name card or something. And you can send and receive ordinals. You can send and receive Bitcoin, Ethereum, Arbitrum, Matic, whatever tokens. You can just use the card to sign ECSA transaction instantly. So basically, I think it's not there like other projects can do with it. So ICP is kind of the whole stack built on the network. The network can interact, talk to other ecosystem and projects. I think that's the powerful thing on ICP. Yeah, but not the price.
Awesome. Yeah, well, and price will come. It's one of those things like we need a few unicorns burning up cycles, right? And that's kind of my thing is like it doesn't matter what chain, it has more lines of code for adapt. If it's burning cycles, it's good by my book. We need to see more of that happening, and they'll change the price around and help bring attention to the right things and really just take use of the network. And getting back to the smart contract wallets, it's been a while since I've seen it talk, but do you envision it kind of like eventually being able to take like plugins or add-ins so that you can, somebody can make like a dead man switch and you can add that to your smart contract wallet that you self-custodian. What I want to get at is I'm sure you're familiar with Origin's approach. They're kind of taking like an NFT, to my understanding, that has like an operating system where it's very similar. Like the NFT can have a wallet and you can plug in some extra logic. And then you're taking like a wallet approach, like a smart contract wallet approach that I almost feel like the innovation on Web3 is happening so fast that we give these certain things their distinctive names, and then we invent something that's a blend of them. So we have to we're all kind of like approaching it from different angles. And I'm curious like what your thoughts are on approaches like very NFT based, like with what Origin's doing, or maybe some differences to help the audience understand the difference between I guess the strategies there.
I think to the core is that the canister can be a standalone running computation unit. So basically, you call it like a cloud function initially, but later on, it has storage, right? You can store something on canister, and you can code ownership of the canister, right? You can set up different rows, different names, even in things on canister. And what it is that canister can hold almost everything on crypto. You can sign that. You can sign signature with the canister. So, and you can own the canister, or you and I co-own the canister. So basically, it's a DAO or whatever. Like NNS is a DAO, right? You and I can co-own a canister. So I think the canister would be like a very, very small computer. I'm not sure small is the best way because it's replicated. It's running on every node, but it's a computation unit. You can own that thing to control everything else. So what a canister do is that you can own a digital world after that. So when you think about NFT, you can share with friends on NFT, or you can just say, okay, this can be like a DAO, can control multiple things. Talk for open chat, each will be right. Everyone at the meeting, the user store So I think the first thing we learn on ICP is the identity system can do on canister. So basically, it's a role-based computation unit. So you can own, if you can own the canister, you have the role and you have the authority and you have the ownership of everything inside it or everything they can call out. So I think canister
Well,
is very, very powerful.
yeah. I think, and the distinction you're really mentioning is that role-based collaboration. I think that's going to be a really powerful thing. So, yeah, without further ado, I think it's time. Let's go ahead and live on the internet. The first time the recording of your conference talk has been shared. We'll go ahead and play that recording right now, and then I come back for a little bit of audience Q&A. So those listening in, go to YouTube and post your comments there, your questions, and we'll come back with Michael So after the recording and answer you live. Let's get started. Here we go. All right. Looks like we're having a tech glitch here. 1 second. I'm gonna add it and remove it. All right, let's see.
AstroX is an incredibly polished piece of software. I'm constantly so impressed with how easy and fun it is to navigate. I had the pleasure of using one of his cards to get my first Satoshi of CKBTC, and I'm just constantly amazed by what their team is making. And I think we're going to get down into the technical weeds based on the title of your talk here. So, Michael and AstroX, come up on stage. Welcome. You got one.
Hi, everyone. Michael from AstroX. Today, really happy to be here to talk about what we're doing and how we think and we learn from it. So let me talk about a little bit about AstroX. So we are a group of engineers start building blockchain infrastructure and tooling since 2018. And so, we've been developing for ecosystem like Ethereum, Bitcoin, Harmony, Silica, Polkadot, and after that, we are diving into IC ecosystem. So our product is well known as a wallet, but initially we are not building wallets. We're building other stuff. But when we look at the IC ecosystem, we think there's a couple of things we are missing there. So everybody will already familiar with IC ecosystem. They will instantly will get the II's idea and NNS wallet, but it's not really familiar with other ecosystem. Like other ecosystem might use MetaMask or some Cipher's wallet. So that would be very, very different to understand how wallets works for ICP. And after that, we see cloud wallets come up and get lots of tractions. But what we are thinking that, what is the real wallet for ICP? So we learn from it and experiment with it. So we think that SmartContract wallet would be the true wallet of ICP. So today I'm going to talk about a little more boring topic about SmartContract wallets. So if you have already knows something about SmartContract wallet, you may have heard of ERC 4337, which is a Ethereum standard. So there's two types of wallet in this space. One is the EOA wallet, one is SmartContract wallet. So what is the difference? So EOA wallets saying that If you have a key, you have your fund. You have different keys, you have different funds, right? So each key will treat it as a wallet. So that's EOA. And that's to say, there's a saying that if you lose your key and you lose a fund, so not your key, not your fund, is the equation. So managing keys are really, really different, very, really hard. It's causing a lot of funds losing in this space. So EOA wallets is kind of very old-fashioned and very, very hard to manage. So what is smart contract wallets? It's like on the left, you have different keys, but different keys won't represent different wallets. They're just keys. You can add more keys and you remove some of the keys. And at the center would be the smart contract. It works like a bank. So if you think of the bank, it is controlled by you. You are the owner of the bank. So each key will allow you to access bank, or you can delete some of the keys, for example, your families or brothers, sisters, to access the bank. And then use the bank to control other assets, like credits, like tokens, or even fiat money. So basically, a smart contract can do very, very powerful job as a bank. So how does smart contract works? Smart contract wallet works. So you manage different keys to a smart contract, and you through the smart contract and manage other funds. So normal wallet versus smart contract wallets. One, EOA wallet, which is off-chain, and the keys are kept in the device, and key loss and fund loss. Keys are managed by software. Keys are innocent, but software might be evil. So if you happen to download an app or extension, which is a malicious one, or some phishing software, and your keys might be lost. But smart contract wallet is different. First, smart contracts are running on chain, so keys are identities with access control lists within, and wallets are smart contracts, secure and managed by on-chain. And your assets, so you can define many categories of assets, like credits, like coins, or even ledger, and you can treat it as a safe. So smart contract wallet can be composable, automatically upgradable. So here's the core, the functionality of smart contract wallets, which we call account abstraction. It's a core idea. So what is account abstraction about? So on the left is a Ethereum standard we call ERC 467. On the right is IC. So we compare two different types of ecosystem to come up with a conclusion. So on the left, ERC 467, it relies many components like operation bundler, entry point contract, wallet contract, and verifier. But on the left and the right, IC, we have all that, on the protocol support. And security for ERC 467, the security would be externally trusted setup. Even it is centralized or cloud services. But on IC, you have all this stuff in the protocol already. So you can design and code the smart contract with access control list, multi-factor authentication, threshold signing, and all this defined by Kinesis. And gas detection is very important. For ERC 47, you have to rely on third-party services like pay master contract. But on IC, everyone knows which is a reverse gas model, and you can also allow users to pay for the gas. And compatibility from the left, ERC 47 only allow you deploy one contract on one specific chain. Like if you deploy a smart contract wallet on Arbitrum, you can use that on Ethereum. You have to deploy another smart contract wallet deployed to Ethereum mainnet. So you have two different contracts. But on IC, you have one contract deployed, And through the TECSA, you can control different chains assets. So basically, you can deploy a smart contract wallet on IC can control multi-chain assets. So in the conclusion that Ethereum's ERC-4037 is complicated, and the graph, the system is too big. And on IC, you only need the Motoko language, and all 100% on-chain can do it. So understanding the difference between Ethereum's smart contract and IC, we can do something extraordinary. So beyond the wallets, what is the best practice? Some of you might know the Car3. Car3.ai is actually a side project of AstroX. So we came up with the idea on February, and we keep iterating. And we try to use an NFC to control a smart contract wallet for each user. So first, the wallet address is pre-generated because the address will be the smart contract on IC, so it's the canister ID. So after we deploy the canister ID is pre-generated, and because the TECSA can allow you control Ethereum address, even Bitcoin address, so the address is pre-generated. Secondly, we can airdrop all the NFT and tokens and preload the tokens to that address. So when you claim a card, and the card with NFT and tokens already deployed, already preloaded, so you can get the wallet instantly with those NFT and tokens. So you can log in with your II or any other login method and claim the wallet with preloaded NFT. So it's fully functional with multi-chain assets, as I mentioned. You can control Ethereum, you can control Matic, you can control like Arbitrum tokens, and even we are now supporting BTC and Ordinals. So it's an idea of onboarding customers. So our customers, with a big smiling face, are satisfied. We have distributed over 1K cards distributed. And if you're interested, please partner with us. So secondly, we have another work with we call Me Plus, which is a web framework. If you're familiar with web idea, that Dominic Williams already tweet about webs. So what is webs about? It's a framework that we can allow Canister as the deployer, as the management system, to allow user or allow developers to create multiple WebAssembly canisters for the users. But the canisters already work like an app store. You can deploy those canisters, those WebAssembly to the web framework, and user can download and upgrade and install and manage all these canisters as they will. So it's like a App Store system or like a Google Play. But what is important that all these canisters are self-custody. So user will be the controller and the owner of these canisters, and you can upgrade and link with each other. So it's a composability, and you can allow user to create a network of canisters of his own. So what's coming next? As a wallet, we will have upgrading features. We are now supporting multi-chain tokens and multiple blockchains already with like the 5 different blockchains. We're adding more because like EVM, we're very easy to add, like Arbitrum, any other blockchains will be added. And the second one is the Wallet Connect 2.0. So we'll go for the desktop and mobile authentication. And we will added more top devs for other ecosystems to log in, and we can use the wallet, use the app to authenticate other dApps and allow users to interact with a mobile in-app web view. So the next part is that we are going to integrate multiple DEX. So the first one, we are going to integrate like Sonic, like IC Lighthouse, IC DEX. And the second one will be adding NNS and SNS module. And after that, we will add an on-ramp service, because right now, the IC ecosystem users will have hard time to buy ICP directly. So the next is the call for action. Like if you listen to Bob probably talked about BTC yesterday, we also see in the same way that we can treat IC as a layer 2 of BTC. So we already have BTC and Ordinal support ready, but we really want to get traction from ecosystem. We are proposing that we can introduce a BRC20 to CKBRC onto the ecosystem and can allow other ecosystem member or IC ecosystem members to trade CKBRC. So there's a form link proposed by Max of Bifinity, already post the thread, so everyone can go to the see the thread and talk about Ordinals and like BRC20. So because I'm from Asia, so there are a lot of Asia projects and teams cannot be here today. So I will also very honored to introduce you guys. What are they, who are they, and what are they working on? So please play the video.
right, all right. Well, usually the Restream platform's been pretty solid. Their servers must be a bit busy today because yeah, there's a few issues there.
Yeah, it really brought back the memory when we were in Miami. Yeah, kind of, ICPCC is it's the best talk and conference I've been to.
Oh, thanks,
Yeah.
thanks. That means a
Great
lot.
experience. Great experience.
Oh man, it's super exciting. Being part of the early planning for the next one. There's not too much I can give away, but it's going to be a multi-chain conference, still centered around ICP, but celebrating the multi-chain aspect of ICP. So it's going to be quite a bit larger. We're pulling for some really interesting locations. It's still going to probably be in the US. And we're thinking we might put a rotation of a few different cities in the US for this conference series. And then, maybe someday we'll have a rotating conference series in Europe and Asia as well. But we got to start somewhere first. So definitely looking forward to having you give another great talk or maybe even a workshop or something like more hands-on in the next conference.
Yeah, I would be really glad to.
Awesome. So about the issues, if you saw glitching on your end, usually the live stream recording is a lot smoother, but also we upload the recordings themselves to our video our video tab in YouTube. So you can go to the video tab a little bit later today, and it'll just be the raw 18-minute recording of Michael's talk if you missed anything. But incredible content, great stuff. And let's go and spend the last few minutes here answering some of the audience questions. So I think here's a kind of an obvious one, but let's get started with Abraham. How do recovery mechanisms work for smart contract wallets in case the user loses access to their private keys or account credentials?
Right. So before we talk about the recovery mechanism, so we'll talk about the smart contract wallet. We just talk about the EOA wallet. So EOA, you have to have the seed phrase to recover, right? Every time you just import or export the seed phrase every time. So lost the seed phrase, lost everything. So smart contract wallet would be like, okay, it's a like identity system. So in ICP ecosystem or ICP canister wallet would be like a identity system. So you can every time I suggest everyone will have a backup of your devices. So why is devices much better than the seed phrase? Because devices, modern devices like your iPhone, your laptop will have a security chip on it. So the security chip would be holding the actual seed phrase on that, but no one can export it unless you use your fingerprint. So your face recognition and or the fingerprint will allow you to store the seed phrase on your device, and it is not extractable. So basically, you can use multiple secure device to recover your account. That's how we work.
So similar to internet identity, similar to that.
Yeah, similar to that. So smart contract wallet is like I said, ICP ecosystem is like, especially for canister, it's like a access control list, which is the role-based, control management. So you can use one, you can use one device to authorize another device to log in. So if some devices are lost, you just use the primary device to delete it. So you can safely to use your device to recover your account or safely recover anything you like. So keep your device secure is much better than keep the seed phrase secure. So that's how we shift the security model from seed phrase to devices. Yeah, that's how.
Perfect. And we've got Adyaita is asking, is there any SDK to integrate ME Wallet with projects? So I guess what's the integration process look like?
Yeah, integration. I think it's very important for wallet and other projects. So for ICP ecosystem, ME Wallet, AstroX actually made a good tool for all the dApps to integrate with. which is called Connect to IC. So basically, you can use the Connect to IC just like the wallet connects of ICP. So you can use the Connect to IC to connect every wallet, including II, including NFID, including all the wallet and identity provider, and use that as your dApp integration. And Mi Wallet would be one of the provider of that list, so you can use that immediately today. Yeah.
I didn't know that y'all had been the source of that. That's incredible.
I'll just post a link. I'll send you the link. Maybe you can send to the audience. Let me see.
Oh, that's really cool. All right. And then we've got a question here from Maggie Bex. How many countries have the cards been distributed to already? She's talking, I'm sure, about the cards.
Yeah, the Card 3. Card 3, we launched Card 3 on February, and then we travel a lot, and we have some orders from Japan community and from Europe community. So like 6 to 7 countries, I think, in total right now. I think early of this month we just send out distribute some cards to Japan community. Yeah, so that's a lot. Would be increasing more. Yeah.
And we can't wait to see it hit every country here. So we were talking earlier about your Connect to IC. Here's the link. So if you're building on the IC, you go GitHub. You can apply just sorts connect to and then IC, and that's the repo where you can, you get all of your different solutions hooked up, including ME Wallet. And let me go ahead and pull up another question here. We just had a good one from Marisol. How is interoperability achieved between AstroX, Me, and Ethereum wallets like MetaMask? Or I think maybe she's asking just like Ethereum, like how do you have a Ethereum dApp?
Yeah, you can if you download the actual Me Wallet app, you can instantly interact with all the Ethereum and other blockchains dApp. Just like the MetaMask, you just click the MetaMask button, or click the Wallet Connect button, or you can scan with the Wallet Connect solution, and then you can use whatever is integrated with immediately. But because we don't have the extension wallet right now, but yeah, we're going to launch some kind of extension wallet afterwards, so you can use that as the replacement of the MetaMask afterwards. So
great, awesome, good to see that coming out. I do love your your mobile app and everything. The experience is really clean, and I think the onboarding was pretty solid too. All right, let's see we've got one about security here, which I think is on everybody's mind because adding that extra logic to smart contract wallets and currently could introduce some security concerns. So crypto lard, I like your handle. I've seen many wallet hacks recently, especially the target are smart contracts. Was supervision provided to sniff away the vulnerabilities in the code? Or I guess is what's your approach for security for?
Yeah, the security always the most important thing, especially for crypto industry. There's 2 things I think we should always consider. That one is the smart contract codes. The code of smart contract. One is the code of the software you're using. Software is like mobile app or extension. So that would be like you can trust. That would be almost you have to trust some developer groups or some famous developers to build the software. For example, everyone, if you trust MetaMask, you have to trust the MetaMask team. If you trust Internet Identity, you have to trust Divinity, right? You have to give some trust to their code. You just don't let the malicious developers build software, and that's the thing, the trust you have to rely on. The second one is that I think the key is important for software. So the key, if the key is stored on the devices, would be much better. Unextractable would be better. But reality is it's not every devices would support the fingerprints or support the face mechanism or biometric login. So you better to have advanced devices to secure keys. I think for the off-chain software, and the smart contract, right? That's the most tricky things. I think the most important thing, that is also a trust for the team who build the smart contract code. And the code is, should be governed by DAO or by, or even it is, well audited, right? Some teams will be, with good skills of coding. If the code is well audited and will be nice to open source and allow everyone to governance and everyone to see how the secure is the code. So I think that's for the smart contract wallets would be the primary, things to enable vulnerability.
I mean, yeah, like you said, there's layers of trust. I think even if the code for MetaMask could not be updated unless the update was made public and passed through a DAO, that would be a huge improvement from where it is now, which is basically, it's kind of magic sauce behind the scenes, and like they can kind of do whatever they want. So just adding that code controlling DAO aspect that the IC makes possible to your wallet, I think it's going to be huge, and I'm pretty sure that there is some enforced transparency there as well. And hey, regarding audits, maybe we can connect on that later. We have David Alves doing helping us lead an audit for Sonic right now. They've been catching some incredible things. He's absolutely brilliant. He led the development of the NNS and the SNS, and he's just got an incredible mind for finding these really unique case type exploits for the IC. The IC is a completely different animal. So yeah, maybe you and I can end up working together on that audit part, right? Down the road. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Awesome. And I just like seeing ICP team devs doing audits on IC, and something nice about kind of having stuff focused on the ecosystem. And I guess here we'll wrap up on this question by Pablo. What's the AstroX? What do you see as AstroX's unique value proposition, and how do you plan on attracting existing Web3 users? So I guess what's your marketing like story that you're going to take out there to the rest of these Web3?
Yeah. So AstroX value proposition is that we kind of bring the best product of tools to our users and to the community. I think it provides the best experience, UX, UI, and secure methods, and the best way we can leverage our technology, like leverage the ICP technology to provide powerful things that any other blockchains or projects can do to the markets and to our users. That's the first, our mission. That's our mission. So attracting existing cryptocurrency user to Web3. I think I might change the term to ICP. I think Web3 because if you mean the IC equals the Web3. So the existing cryptocurrency users would be like they're from Bitcoin and they're from Ethereum. They have their mindset. They have their familiar things like MetaMask, right? Like the seed phrase, like the NFT and everything happening, in all these years. But when they come to IC, they will find difference, right? The first thing is that if you come to IC for the first day, and then you don't need to use a wallet, right? Because we are wallet team. So why we are building wallets? Because I think the cryptocurrency user would like a wallet. Even IC doesn't need a wallet, but the user would need that as well, because they have their existing assets. They have this existing seed phrase on the wallet, on the Ethereum, on the Bitcoin, so they have to bring it to the IC and use that as a primary tool for entering the IC. So that's, I think, the first step onboarding the existing users is a real wallet for them.
Great. Yeah, and I think that with this upcoming Ethereum integration, it's not just adding an L2 to Ethereum. We're able to create completely decentralized, autonomous like actors on the Ethereum blockchain that are taking initiative, that are doing things like automating aspects. And with this new wave of hybrid dApp innovation coming out, I think something like AstroX is kind of pivotal. And I would hope to have maybe a successful ETH project that wouldn't be possible without some type of complex decentralized automation that built on IC to hybridize with it. And then that'd be a great way to kind of introduce something it's more advanced, more user friendly, and less barrier prone, like AstroX to the ETH community. So kudos to all the work that you're doing within not just IC but Web3 as a whole. Thank you so much for your time today, and I'll just take a quick moment to wrap up a few things. So we've got our yearly keyword is canister wallet. So those of us listening who are part of the ambassador program, I think we have maybe 20 spots left on our ambassador program in Zealy. So you can scan this code to join our Zealy. And then next week, get ready for Austin Fothery of icdevs.org. So that's going to be Thursday, the 31st. This is one of, I don't know if you caught it, but this is one of my particularly favorite talks. I didn't really know what he was going to say at first, but he's just sharing his, strongly opinionated but loosely held beliefs, and he goes through a long list of those for the IC, and I really just he's kind of his talk helped catalyze some of my own thoughts about the IC, so I found it really valuable, and I can't wait to see that one come out live. And yeah, for everybody out there, make sure that you are following us and put the notifications on YouTube so you can catch our upcoming talks. We've still got Rick Porter and Mike Schwartz and a lot of great leaders in the IC ecosystem coming up in the next few weeks. I think we go all the way through October, like around the middle of October, until all the conference content's out, and then we'll be releasing alpha on the next conference. So with that, everyone out there, thanks for joining. Be sure to fight the FUD and stay bullish. We'll see you next week.